Welcome back to Shibi Story Times. This is episode 1. Today we are going to be reading Turquoise Boy, a Navajo legend, written and adapted by Terry Colleen and illustrated by Charles Reasoner. This is a Navajo chant I will say before we start reading the book. I see the earth, I am looking at her and smile because she makes me happy. The earth looking back at me is smiling too. May I walk happily and lighter upon her. Page 1. In the days of long ago, when the Holy One still visited this land, and a young Navajo named Turquoise Boy looked down on his people in the heat of the desert, he saw them toil in their fields of corn and squash. He watched them labor under baskets heavy with fruits and nuts. Turquoise Boy was saddened. My father, sun bearer, brings sunshine for the crops, but he offers little else. If only there was something I could do. Mother, he said, the people work hard in their fields and search long in the deserts for food. Surely there is something to make life easier for them. Changing Woman looked up from grinding her corn. That may be so, my son. I am not certain. But you're the mother of all people. Do you not wish for this also? Changing Woman resumed her grinding. What you seek is not a simple thing, she said. You must prove yourself worthy. Perhaps you would find the answer with the talking gods of the White Shell Mountain in the east. I do as you say, mother, said Turquoise Boy, and he set off at once. Many days he walked before finally reaching a giant hogan. It was surrounded by baskets filled of white shells. The talking gods greeted him and asked for the purpose of a visit. The people work hard in their fields and search long in the desert for food, he said. Surely there's something to make their lives easier. The talking gods shook their head. What you seek is not ours to give. Take these white shells and go to your brothers of the sacred Turquoise Mountain. Perhaps they will know the answer. Turquoise Boy accepted their gift and turned his steps southward. Many suns had passed when he finally raised the giant hogan surrounded by baskets filled with turquoise stones. He greeted the holy ones there and asked them his questions. The people work hard in their fields and search long in the desert for food. Surely there is something to make their lives easier. But the talking gods sent him away with only baskets of blue stones. Perhaps our brothers in the yellow abalone shell mountain in the west know the answer, they said. Then Turquoise Boy arrived in the holy mountain of the west. The talking gods said, what you seek is not ours to give. Accept this basket of shells and visit our brothers in the jet black mountain in the north. Perhaps they know the answer. But the talking gods in the north did not give him an answer. Take this basket of jet stones and return to your mother, they said. Who would know better than a changing woman? Turning his tired moccasins back to Dienta, Turquoise Boy carried home the basket of the talking gods. I have failed, mother, he said. I did not find a way to make life easier for the people. I bring only gifts from the talking gods. Changing Woman smiled. You have done well, my son, she said. But mother, Turquoise Boy said, I do not understand. The talking gods said you would know best how to make life easier for the people. In answer, Changing Woman left her grinding stone and went inside her hogan. As soon as she returned with a small pouch of soft deerskin. From each of the 4 baskets, she took a shell or a stone and dropped it into the pouch. Take this to your father, she said. Surely he'll see your worthiness. Turquoise Boy tied the pouch to his belt and traveled towards Sun Barrier's home in the east. He saw rattlesnakes coiled in the sun and scorpions hurrying from one clump of sage to another. The wind carried the scent of Jupiter, and the air spirits whispered, This is not an easy path. Perhaps you should turn back. The young Navajo laughed. I am not afraid, my friend. I have walked this path before. I have songs to protect me. Suddenly, fairly hot sand swirled up and around, and cacti hurried their needles. Boulders from cliffs fell towards him. Turquoise Boy chanted rhythmically, Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty above me, and beauty beneath me. At once the sand settled into place, the cacti held their spears, and the rocks rolled harmlessly away. Turquoise Boy sang as he walked until finally his path led across a rainbow bridge to Sunbarrier's great hogan. Hiss filled the air as snakes flickered their tongues at him. Strong winds tore his hair, and lightning bolts seared the sky. But Turquoise Boy could not be frightened away. Just then Sunbarrier stepped out from his lodging, greeted the boy, and asked his purpose of his visit. "I bring greetings from Changing Woman, father," said Turquoise Boy, handing the pouch to him. "The people work hard in their fields and search long in the desert for food. Surely there is something to make their lives easier." Sunbarrier shook his head. "In what way, my son?" Turquoise Boy thought of many moons his search had taken him, and his worn moccasins and sore feet. "Walking is slow and tiring," he said. "Perhaps there is a better way from them to get place to place." Sunbarrier frowned. "I travel on sunbeams, rainbows, and lightning. It is foolish to think mankind can do this." He gave back the deerskin pouch. "Return to your mother. It is time for my daily journey to the west." With a heavy heart, Turquoise Boy once again walked the path homeward. As he crossed the mountain that is wide, he saw a ladder sticking up from a hole in the ground. "It was not here when I passed this way before," he said. "I've heard of the world below. Could this be the way to reach it?" He looked down at the hole and was startled to see an old fat man sitting at the foot of the ladder. "Is that one who walks the earth?" called the man. "It is I, Turquoise Boy. Who are you?" "I've been called many things, but you may call me Marge. Come down so I could see you better." Turquoise Boy descended the 12 rungs and stood in the wide cavern. The old man asked, "What is your purpose in traveling this path?" "I seek a way to make lives easier for the people." Mirage Man saw the pouch hanging by the boy's belt. "You are the one I knew would come someday," he said. "Come, I will show you something." He walked the path until he came to a door facing east. He opened it, and Turquoise Boy gasped. In a white pollen mist grazing on wildflowers were magnificent creatures he had never seen before. "These are Sunbarrier's horses," said Marchman. Then from Changing Woman's pouch he took the white shell and placed it on the horse's mouth. Next he removed it and returned it to the pouch, together with pollen from the horse's mane. "Come," said Mirage Man, and he led the boy to the south meadow where the sky-colored horses rolled on the ground. Then it stood and shook off the cloud of glittering dust. Behind him, the entire turquoise herd pranced and neighed. Mirage Man repeated his ceremony with the turquoise stones before showing the boy the yellow herd of the west, and took black herd of the north. Each time, Mirage Man rolled the proper shell or stone in the horse's mouth and shook pollen from its mane. Finally, Turquoise Boy said, "These animals would indeed make life easier for the people. How can we prove worthy of such a gift?" Mirage Man was pleased with the question. "First, you must learn to keep the horse sacred," he said, and taught Turquoise Boy a holy song. "This you must remember and teach the people of Dienta," he said, handing back the pouch. "Now go, take this to the Changing Woman," he said before Turquoise Boy left. Turquoise Boy returned home and found his mother weaving cloth outside the hogan. "I bring songs and a gift from Mirage Man," he said. Changing Woman looked up and smiled. "You have indeed proven yourself worthy, my son." She took the pouch. "It is time," she said. "Send messengers to the people and the holy ones. Ask them to come while I go inside and prepare for the haltal." Turquoise Boy did as his mother asked, then went into the hogan to watch her. Changing Woman took the deerskin, spread it on the floor, and put upon it the beads and shells from Mirage Man and the talking gods. Then she laid out ears of white corn, yellow corn, blue corn, and corns of many colors. Over this she sprinkled the sacred pollen. Finally, Changing Woman covered all of the all she had done with 12 more skins. I am ready, she said. Now outside, the people and talking gods had gathered. Moon was there, and Mirage Man, and the Mist people. Sunbarrier joined them also. They built a fire and sat on the ground, chanting. They sang Hogan songs, healing songs, and songs of blessing. Turquoise Boy came out and taught them the song of the horse. Into the night they sang, until finally Sunbarrier left for his daily journey. The god people nodded into sleep. As they slept, Turquoise Boy closed his eyes tightly and sang for the horses. Suddenly there was neighing after the deerskins as they trembled and began to rise. Then with the first rays of the sun came horses of white-shelled, turquoise, yellow abalone, and black jewel. They rose up and kicked off their blankets, and as their numbers increased, the Navajos rejoiced. They rejoiced for the gift and for Changing Woman and Turquoise Boy. To this day, the people of Dienta offer pollen to the winds, and they chant for the sacred horse. Najonako Enea, Najonako Enea. How joyous he neighs, how joyous he neighs. That was the end of the book, and I hope you guys enjoyed.